Sometimes people have a difficult time deciding whether they want a bike with flat handlebars or dropped handlebars. So I thought it would be kind of interesting just to take a look at what happens to a rider's position as she moves from one to the other. So we started here with a bicycle that has a typical flat handlebar. And I've noted a couple of dimensions on here. One is this angle, 52.1 degrees, which is the angle that this rider's back is making with the horizontal. The other dimension, 658.6 millimeters, is what we'll call the rider compartment, the distance from the center of the saddle out to the intersection of the stem and the handlebars. So if we take this rider now, and we don't change the stem, we don't change anything at all, we just put a dropped handlebar on it, and we keep her hands in the flat part of the handlebar, here's what happens to her position. Of course, the rider compartment's not going to change because we haven't changed any dimensions on the bike that would affect that. But the angle that she's now making with the horizontal has gone from about 52 degrees to a little over 47. So she's leaning further forward in this position. And you can see as she moves on to the handlebar hoods or the brake hoods, she leans forward even more. And when she's down the drops, even more. Now, I think the question for the rider is, how sacrosanct is this dimension? For this rider, it's 52.1 degrees. It may be something for someone else. But this rider's decided this is the ultimate in comfort. I don't want to give this up with a dropped handlebar. But you know, the advantage of a dropped handlebar is that you've got a variety of positions. Not only can you ride there, you can ride here, you can ride here, you can ride with one hand in one place, another hand in another place. That variety really adds quite a bit to your comfort. So I think what you want to do is say, look, if I'm going to go this dropped handlebar route, what can I do to improve upon this? Well, you can do a couple of things, and one of them is you can change the length of the stem. If we were to make this stem just a little bit shorter, you can sit a little bit more upright. How about if we give that stem a little bit more of an angle? Whoa, now we're up to 50.3. How about the spacers underneath this? If we up that to about 40 millimeters in spacers, now when she's on the flat part of a dropped handlebar, she's actually sitting more upright than she was in a bike with a flat bar. Let's see how she looks when she's down on the hoods. Now she's leaning a little bit further forward. But you know, maybe this is not a bad thing. Depending on flexibility, this may actually work out well if you can adapt to this position a little bit. Again, to be able to buy this variety in hand positions is really worth quite a bit. Another thing that I'll point out too is that for riders who ride drop bars and spend a lot of time on the flats and are worried about getting to the brakes, there's a small brake lever you can put on the underside of the handlebar. So you can brake from this position, you can brake from this position, you can brake from this position. So it opens up a lot of variety. So the next time you're trying to choose between flat bars and drop bars, think about these things a little bit. It's going to take some experimenting to find out what's going to work. But if you can hit on the right combination of stem length, angle, rider compartment, all of that, to hit the right position with the drop bar, I do think it's a preferable choice over a flat bar.